Welcome to a special edition of the Referrals podcast. Introducing our new Daily Dose. We've assembled the ultimate crisis response team for your business. Generous leaders from around the globe teaming up to teach, guide, and lead you through this time of isolation and quarantine. Now let's meet your host, Michael J. Maher.
Hey everybody, it's Michael J. Maher with another episode of The Daily Dose, your daily dose of positivity and productivity. First of all, how would you like to know how to lose 2 pounds in a day? You don't have to change what you eat. You don't have to change what you drink. You don't have to exercise. I'm going to show you how I lost 2 pounds in the last 24 hours without changing anything I ate, anything I drank, or even exercising. Are you guys in for that? Now, I'm going to tell you about that, but here's the other thing. How would you like to be more influential than the mayor of your city? What? Yeah, how would you like to be more influential? How would you like to move people to action very easily and very quickly? And here's the thing. What if you had a major announcement to make? How would you make that announcement? Would you call one person at a time? Would you email a bunch of people and hope they get it? Would you FaceTime a person or two? How would you do it? Well, what if I told you that today we're going to show you exactly how you can make that announcement fast, quick, and everybody's going to read it very quickly. So bottom line is today is so timely and today is so powerful. I have the guest. I cannot wait to bring her on, but I'm going to make you wait, because I've got to do some announcements first. What? Yep, got to do some announcements. Now, first of all, if you missed the vision board class from last Friday, it is now up in the unit section. And I will tell you that that class was fantastic. I was front and center. I was learning. I got my vision board done during the class. And I will tell you, Jen Scarpero and Sherry Mayer knocked it out of the park with that vision board class. 30 mornings. So today is your last day to get into 30 mornings. It's 30mornings.com. Go to 30mornings.com. You can get in. Today is the last day. This is the last day. We've done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but you can make up those 3 days. You can't make up 4 days. You're just too far behind. So you sign up today, we'll get you in, we'll get you the recordings. But otherwise, at the end of the day today, 30 mornings to build your ultimate morning ritual is closed. No exceptions. Please do not Facebook message me. Do not email me. Do not text me because you know my number. None of that, right? It is closed. And when I say closed, I mean door is shut. So I'm just telling you. Now, tomorrow, how would you like to learn from one of my coaches? One of my coaches is coming on tomorrow, James Malinchak, to talk about what to do to get business and how do we go to work, make things happen. On Friday, we have Dawn McNaughton, one of our certified referral trainers, who's going to talk to you about transitioning and transforming during the crisis. I can't wait to do that. Can't wait for that. Are you kidding me with this May schedule? Who put this together? Oh, wait, we did. Here's the thing. Now, you need to start your watch party now. If you don't know how to do that, go to share, go to start watch party, go up where it says Generosity Generation Group. You don't want to share it there. You want to share it on your personal page, on your personal profile, or in your group. And honestly, in your group is the ideal place to share this. And trust me, no cuss words today. Anybody from 11 to 111 can watch the Daily Dose, and we love that about that. And here's the deal. Start your watch party now. So today we have Ann Schutte. She's a licensed realtor in Arizona for almost 18 years, which means she started when she was 10. Co-team leader with 2 sales agents and 2 administrative staff at KW Integrity First, located in Gilbert, Arizona. She started 2 Go Gilbert Facebook communities less than 3 years ago. And get this, those groups have grown to almost 100,000 members. Like I'm just going to do this. Like drop the mic. Are you kidding me? Right? Go Gilbert is an interactive, hyper-local group providing information about restaurants, schools, neighborhoods, events, everything about the Gilbert lifestyle. It is also a great opportunity for other small businesses to network, to help them to get referrals, and of course, advertise at their convenience. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I have been looking forward to this. I have been promoting this. I have been telling people about this for days and weeks and nearly 2 months. Today, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome to the Daily Dose, Ann Schutte. Ann, what's up?
Hey, you're hired. That was awesome.
Oh my gosh, you're hired. What are you talking about? This is the greatest episode ever, and we haven't even started yet. I mean,
gosh.
So I'll tell you, I mean, I can't believe you've been in real estate 18 years.
Thank you. Because I don't know how I got this old so fast.
Whatever. You need to call your parents and just say, thank you for this wonderful complexion that you gave me. I look so young. I love it. Right? We hated it when we were 14. You know, it's like, you look like you're 10. Oh, thanks a lot. That's not what I'm looking for here.
Absolutely.
So I'll tell you, I mean, it's just like, I have a million questions for you because you have done something I think that is so timely right now and that is so powerful right now. And I tell people all the time, the best time to start your Facebook group was 10 years ago. Yeah. The second best time was like 3 to 5 years ago. And the next best time is right now. Like everybody's on Facebook. Everybody's on Facebook. So how did you have the foresight? What made you start a Facebook group 3 years ago? Like, I got to ask that, right?
Yeah. So we just, so I've grown up in Mesa, which is right next to Gilbert. Mike, my husband and partner, grew up in Gilbert, and there was so much momentum in Gilbert 3 years ago. We just wanted to make something that was community-based, where you could kind of still get that small town feel and actually connect people. And the growth in Gilbert is astronomical. There's just such a buzz. We wanted to really find a place for people to go to find out, okay, well, what is being done in Gilbert? What's being built? There's so much to look forward to. And so we just really wanted to highlight Gilbert because it is such an amazing place to live. And it's just so fun to be here.
Man, I love that. And I've got to do a roll call. So everybody who's watching right now, tell me where you are logging in from today. Do you love your town as much as Ann Schutte loves Gilbert, Arizona? Put in the comments right now. Where are you from and what is your profession? So if you're a realtor from Gilbert, you're going to put realtor from Gilbert. You don't have to put your name. Your name's already in there. So roll call. Tell me where you're from. And do you love your city as much as Ann loves Gilbert, Arizona? So you have two groups. I'm guessing you did not start two groups at the same time. Did you do that, or did you start both at the same time?
Yeah, so we started Go Gilbert first, and then we wanted it. So there were other community Facebook groups, but they're really that garage sale group. Like, here, I'm selling my socks for $2.
What? No, I'm in. I'll take them. They'll be famous.
It was crazy. And
Will you sign them? I'm just kidding.
Well, and it was crazy because it was, who wants to look at that? It wasn't, we're all about aesthetics and how things look too. So if you're scrolling and you just see a garage sale group, like it's unappealing. Like, who wants to do that? Yeah. And so we started Go Gilbert, but then people really wanted to sell their stuff on Facebook. So we did Go Gilbert buy and sell. And so instead of having people post on Go Gilbert, we sent them to this group where it really was a free-for-all, where they could do whatever they wanted, honestly. Yeah. We didn't monitor it so much like we do Go Gilbert. You don't have to get your post approved, all that stuff. So it's kind of a free-for-all. And then we changed it to Go Gilbert in search of. And then we're going to focus a little more on helping businesses advertise on that group. We just haven't got there yet because our main Go Gilbert takes a little bit of time.
Yeah. So that kind of leads us to a couple of questions, right? Is one of them is, I love that there was competition in the beginning. One of the things that prevents people from starting a Facebook group in the beginning is that, oh, there's somebody else who has one. There's somebody else who already has, a place where they sell trash. I'm just kidding. They're garage sale sites or whatever, or somebody's got a community group and it's got a couple hundred members and they're fearful. It's like, well, there's already a group. Well, you've proven that even if somebody else has a group, start your own anyway, and just focus on adding value, and helping in any way possible. So I love that. So how did you find the time in the beginning to like work it and grow it and that kind of thing? Like, that's the number one thing I get. Like, I don't have the time to create and manage and lead a group. Well, what else are you doing? It's like, what else are you doing like that? You don't have the time to do that. So how did you find the time?
Yeah, so it was tough. Like, we definitely, especially at the beginning, we were the only ones providing any sort of content. So it was constantly on us to share about restaurants, share about what's going on with the community. And so it was amazing when people started posting and we didn't have to. That was a cool day. I was like, what?
How long did that take, Ann? How long did it take before? And I want everybody to know, this is life. What we're sharing right now is how stuff really happens. You're going to have to put the hard work in the beginning. And too many people are like, they give up too soon. Like, it's the flywheel, right? It's moving that flywheel and it's really hard and it takes a lot of energy and it's going really slow. And then all of a sudden it's going a little bit faster. Yeah. And then pretty soon you take your post out, the flywheel spinning on its own, and other people are helping you spin the flywheel. And some people never get there, right? And it's like, you're saying it's worth the work, first of all. And number two is, how long did it take you to get to that point where the flywheel was kind of taken off on you?
Yeah, well, and so it's one of those things that when we first started it, we didn't mention real estate at all.
Right.
We just wanted we didn't want people to feel like they're being sold to.
Right.
We wanted them to understand that this is something that we're passionate about. We wanted to provide value in the community. So it took a lot of time at first, and what it is, and what you mentioned, is consistency. So, it's consistency of doing it over and over and over and over and over and over. Obviously this has become a major lead lever for us, but it's not something that happens overnight. So just like anything in real estate, or honestly any other business, you do activities that you don't see the fruits of them until an extended period of time. It doesn't mean it's not going to happen, because it will happen, but you just have to be patient and persistent.
Patience and persistence. I love that. And unfortunately, that's not necessarily the skill of every salesperson in the world, but It is one of those where, here's the difference, right? Is if you told somebody to call expireds every day for 100 straight days, the 100th day, they would still hate it. Like that in my opinion, from what I've seen, for sale by owners, they would still hate it. It's like building relationships anew every day with strangers is exhausting. The difference is you love it. Like, they love it. Like, you're providing a service. You're doing something that people want you to do to them and with them. So it's far different to be patient and persistent. If it's heart work, it's not hard work.
Right.
And when your heart is into it and you're loving it and they're loving what you're doing, it's kind of it's more of a passion project than it is a lead lever, if you will. Right. Right. It's been fun, right? Have you met some great people through your groups?
Yeah, it's been awesome. I just love seeing people out in the community and meeting small business owners. For the one thing that we started in light of us being, locked at home, was we started doing interviews for local small businesses. We did about 25 or 26 in the past month. I want to feel like I'm making a difference. Like, I don't want to just be that salesperson who's looking to make that next buck, right? Because that's not my passion. My passion is helping others. And I love being a cheerleader for other people. I love when people are just amazing at their profession and their job, and I can just tout their praises. And that brings me so much joy that you're right. But putting me on the phone with expireds, no. But I will tell you, that's how we started our business.
Yeah.
My wonderful husband, 18 years ago, every single day was expired. And so we don't do so much of the cold calling anymore, but that was where we started our business. And there's plenty of business in all different areas. You just have to kind of find what makes, like you said, makes work not work so much.
Yeah.
So
what makes your heart sing, right? What makes your heart sing? And so it's one of those where you hit it on the head, where it's like you're doing the work and it takes patience, it takes persistence. And now, how long did it take, to go back to that kind of question, is how long did it take before you noticed that the content was starting to be provided by other people? Like the interaction was up. If you were like, in the beginning, you noticed that the interaction and engagement was kind of low. You had to do some things. So how long did it take before other people started providing the content?
It was pretty quick. I want to say it was probably between 30 and 45 days.
Oh, wow.
It was quick because it was one of those things. I still remember just doing a video out in front of, you can see back here, the famous Gilbert Water Tower, just on the lawn going, hey guys, hi, I'm Ann. This is what we want to do. And then you just don't know. You're afraid to fail, because I thought, what if no one joins the group? Like, it's just the unknown. And so then it was so fun to see the numbers. I'm like, oh my gosh, 100 people just added themselves. Oh, 200 and 300. So it was really cool. And I just felt and it's been that way for the, almost 3 years. It's just little milestones of things happening. So it's been fun. It's been really fun.
What were some things that you did in the early going to raise interaction and engagement? One of the things you did was the video, the kind of the fun video in front of the Gilbert sign, right? In front of the Gilbert Water Tower, in front of the Gilbert, Arizona, sign, that kind of thing. And you just said, hey, here's what I'm thinking about is this group where we can share and help each other, basically, right?
Yeah. So
what else did you do? Yeah.
So, because I thought, I always put myself in someone else's shoes. Yeah. Like, oh, another Facebook group, who cares? Like, I don't have time for this. And so I said, we need to make ourselves really stand out and make people interested. So we did that one. And then obviously we wanted to help businesses and get some interaction that way. So I dressed up like a chicken.
What?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I put on a full chicken outfit, and I had this crazy thought. This was like our first business video. And I thought, there are a lot of chicken places in Gilbert on every corner. You can go to one corner and there was 3 like fast food chicken places. Why? So I dressed up like a chicken. And then thankfully Mike is really good with video, and he's self-taught and all that stuff. So he videoed me, and I literally walked into these restaurants like a Cane's and a Bush's Chicken in a chicken suit. And he filmed me, and it was so funny. And people are like, what the heck? And so we talked about, and then we did, had people comment like, what's your favorite chicken place? Just totally goofy. But I thought that would catch my attention if I saw some crazy nut dressed in a chicken. And it was in June. So it was super hot.
Yeah.
I was sweating. And so I was dancing around town in a chicken suit. So
okay. So that's brilliant, right? And I'm sure there's a lot of people here who were like, I would never dress up like a chicken. Here's the thing. They didn't know you were in the suit.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, so you could hire somebody who's willing to dress up like a chicken. Right. B, I mean, that is instantaneously viral. Like, you see a chicken suit person, chicken mascot, walk into a chicken restaurant, you instantly go, what's about to happen here? Right. Yeah. Like, they walk into Chick-fil-A, and it's like the cow and the chicken are going to go at it. And if I were in the chicken suit, I'd totally pick a fight with the cow. Like, just let's see what happens here,
Right.
But it's like, but the thing is, you didn't just do it for the gimmick. You then, either you or the chicken, whoever, said, what's your favorite chicken restaurant in the city? And I will tell you, that's something that I teach, is how to get engagement, interaction, and drive your Facebook score up, is to ask questions like, and it's helpful, is what's your favorite pizza place? What's your favorite steak place? What in your city? Because you actually accumulate. And I will tell you, in Kansas City, I learned of 2 barbecue places I'd never heard of. I lived in Kansas City all my life. I learned of 2 pizza places that I'd never heard of. One of them I went to, La Bronx, was off the charts. Like, this is the best pizza I've ever had in my life. I wouldn't have known about it if I wouldn't have done these questions on Facebook. So it's one of those where it's like, you're not just asking the question. You're like, you know what? I'm going to make it more entertaining. I'm going to make it more fun. So I love that. And I hope everybody wrote that down. And pretty soon we're going to hear from somebody who dresses up like a pepperoni and goes to a pizza place, right?
Yeah. Well, so that really was it. It's just, at least they might think I'm an idiot, but at least that would catch. I was so worried that people I wouldn't grab their attention. So yeah. I was like,
well, you definitely got our attention, right? I mean, it's like you are not chicken. You are a chicken, but you're not chicken for sure. We applaud your guts, so to speak. So here's the thing. So what were the key factors to the growth in your opinion?
Well, and I think another thing that we did, I think interaction for sure. And another thing that we did to really get more interaction was giveaways. We started doing giveaways with businesses that had to, because we just do a business video, but we would notice the interaction wasn't great. We had a good amount of views, but just a comment or two. But as soon as we started doing giveaways, we'd have we'd have 500 comments, 1,000 comments, 2,000 comments. And then it was great exposure for the business, and they're happy to donate, $50 gift card. It wasn't thousands, it wasn't a $1 million prize. It was just something small, but people are on Facebook anyway. And if you're not asking a lot of them, so we had some businesses say, well, in order to win, they have to go to our Facebook group. They've got to share all this stuff. And we said, you know what, people don't have the attention span for that. What you want is you just want to drive up your numbers and drive the interaction. So just have them comment. Well, anyone will take a millisecond and say, and we would ask different questions. We would say tag a friend. So in order to win, bonus brownie points if you not only comment, but tag a friend.
Oh, okay.
And then what was really cool too is we've encouraged, so we have a Go Gilbert business page. So different than the group. So since it's a closed group, people can't share from the group. But on the business page, they can. So then we're trying to direct people to the business page so that they can share. And that's been fun too, because then you'll see, hundreds of shares that way. And that's another way to get, businesses out there.
I love that. And so the giveaways were you would go to a restaurant and say, hey, listen, let's do dinner for somebody and we'll promote your business. We've got a couple of thousand people in the group and we'll do a giveaway. And you managed it by saying, all right, here's the deal is if you comment below, you get one entry. If you comment and tag a friend, you get 2 entries. And then how did you give it away? How did you actually draw a number? And I know these are really ultra specific questions, but but I run a group and I have lots of other people who run a group who are like, they're ready for this. They're ready for the nuances that make for the big changes. So I love that.
Yeah, and so I can't remember the name of it. That's Mike's the tech guy, but there's actually software you can just put the names in. Sometimes we let the business owner pick, but there is a software, and I can find out the name of it that just pulls the data and just randomly picks.
I love it. So, or they could just you could write down how many there were, number them 1 through. Roll some dice or have a run. You can even do random number generator online that'll pick you a number for you, and it's just like 86. All right. Who's the 86th person? And it'll say, you want a random number between what number and what number. And it's like, all right, 1 to 96. And it'll give you the number in 5 seconds. And you just go, all right, that's whoever. Right. I mean, so there's a lot of ways you can run it. Here's the other, you can run it a lot of ways. So, and I have to tell you, I've got to take a brief intermission right now. It's just, I told people that I was going to share my weight loss secret. And I wondered if anybody noticed any difference with me today. Like anybody noticed any difference? So if you noticed a difference, please put it in the comments. Like I'm different in a small way. And that it also helped me lose 2 pounds. I weighed myself yesterday. I weighed myself today. I was down 2 pounds. You know what it is? You guys know what it is? I got a haircut. I got a haircut. I have to tell you, there's nothing like a haircut to make you feel better and I literally feel better. I feel like I look better. I even shaved. Like I shaved, I even put cologne on for you, Ann. I know.
Oh, you smell fabulous.
Yeah, you know what? You commented on that before. I didn't know what you were talking about. It's just like, yeah. Right? So everybody's now complimenting me on my hair. I appreciate that. So, all right. So that was a side light, but
Are you enjoying the Daily Dose? Want to connect with thousands of other business owners that are winning the referral game while working from home right now? Head over to the Generosity Generation Facebook group. Connect with leaders, visionaries, and business owners from all over the world. Go to www.joingengen.com. That's www.joingengen.com.
Here's the thing, is how much time did you spend on it in the beginning, and how much time do you spend on these groups now? Like if you had to break it down to hours per week.
Between the 2 hours per week. Okay, so for me, it's probably, I would say, that's a good question. So I usually just show up. As Mike would say, for the videos. And I don't do a lot of behind the scenes stuff. So I would say, if we look at like interviews and things like that, I would say probably 8 hours a week.
Yeah.
If you asked Mike, who does approving posts, we do have, so he would say 24/7 still, because but it doesn't have to be that way.
Yeah.
No, there are ways to get your time back. We finally, after 2 years, hired moderators.
There you go.
Moderators, and we actually have a full-time assistant now. So if you leverage and you're not a total control freak, then you don't have to spend that much. But the thing is with Mike, he's on his phone all the time anyway. If he wasn't approving posts on Go Gilbert, he would be on TikTok.
Yeah.
So I don't feel so bad. I really think he likes that. The hard part, probably the hardest part, the biggest obstacle in the group is kind of that babysitting.
Yeah.
Like, okay, guys, because it is so interactive. People have very strong opinions, especially in light of recent events.
Yeah.
So it is a ton of people messaging. So that's that babysitting part of it. That is the hardest part. And see, for me, it doesn't bother me so much. So you kind of have to say, you know what, it's just the internet. You're going to have people, they can say whatever they want behind a computer.
Right.
But and you do have people where, and even like with Mike, he gets his feelings hurt a little more. And so he's like, oh, I got to fix this. I got to make everyone happy. I'm like, who cares? Next.
Right.
But so no, it does not have to be a 24/7 thing. And that is what takes time, is just approving the post. So on any given day, we'll have hundreds of people want to post.
Yeah.
And the reason, you don't have to do that. You can let all the posts through. Like there's so many different ways to do it. But for us, because there was competition in the market, like you're saying with Facebook group, it was really important for us to differentiate ourselves and not have a bunch of spam coming up on our group. So we wanted, and I feel like our group does have a personality of itself. And so we wanted to be able to monitor that and kind of monitor, the types of posts that come through. Some people probably don't like that. They might say, well, free speech, but
maybe early on, right? Maybe early on, but then you're going to, I mean, I would guess at like 5,000 or so, you're going to have to start filtering those a little bit, or it just like, there aren't any conversations that are going to go on, because if 100 people are posting all the time, that your post is 100 down and nobody sees it, so right. I think managing it a little bit is a great idea. And is your page public?
Private. No, it's a closed group.
So it's a closed group, right? I joined it.
I know. I saw your name in there. I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, quit it. So now, how much total time does your team spend on your social media in as an estimate?
As far as like administrative?
Yeah. Back end. Yeah,
the back end stuff. So we just have one full-time admin that really works on the social media, and she, has 2 screens up. She has one up that's just watching the group while she's doing other things. So, I mean, I would say so. It's up 8 hours a day, right? Like, so I don't, as far as how long it takes to approve a post or comment or someone message her, I mean, it's probably an hour a day, honestly. Like if you added all that time, it's just a constant thing that she has to keep looking at and monitoring. But if you added the amount of time it took, probably an hour.
Yeah. And this is one of the reasons that I suggest people partner to form these groups. A lender and a realtor make a really good partnership for a group. A realtor and a warranty rep, a realtor, lender, warranty rep, or title person, right? So one is it breaks up the management of it. Number two is that you expand your group by twice as many people, usually based on their sphere of influence and your sphere of influence. But the other thing is you can really divide and conquer the tasks and what you do and what they do and manage it at different times. And it's just nice to share ideas with another person. In this case, Ann had Mike, her husband, but if you don't have that, then partnering with your local powerful person is a great strategy to go as well. Now, so if I wanted to go from zero, like I literally just created my Facebook group today, and I wanted to go to 1,000 people, what would be your suggestion for me to go from 0 to 1,000 when it comes to my group?
So the way we did it was obviously invite all your friends on Facebook, but also we shared all those garage sale groups that aren't monitored.
Yeah.
We did like an ad, like a catchy ad with a video talking about, hey, join Go Gilbert. It's the community's best Facebook group. You don't want to miss out. So we were able to share it in all of those garage sale groups that aren't, I mean, some people's groups are monitored and they won't let you invite other people to your group, but that's how we honestly got the most.
That's brilliant.
To our group. One thing you have to watch is getting put in Facebook jail now, because almost 3 years ago, it wasn't really, I don't know if Facebook didn't watch it or whatnot, but I think they're doing more as far as how many times you can share to groups. So you just have to be careful how often you share, because you might get in trouble. So that was the biggest thing for us, was really just sharing in there's so many, like you had mentioned, there's so many Facebook groups out there. So that was the way we got most people to come onto the group at the beginning.
Yeah, I love it. Invitations. So, by invitation only, you were inviting people from other groups into your group, kind of their circle became your circle, and whoever was attracted to your circle came, and who wasn't. It's all good. That's how I built my business pre-Facebook. Was I do a housewarming party, which is their circle, and then I would invite them to be a part of my circle, and some came over, some didn't. And, it was all good. And then I built my community, and it's far easier to build your community now with Facebook than it was back then. It was much more live events and, email and that kind of thing. But today, Facebook has given you this venue, this church, whatever you want to call it, where you can invite everybody to come in. It's a city online. It's like the Oasis. It's really makes it easy. So now I've got 1,000 people and I want to grow to 5,000. Am I changing any strategies, or how do I grow?
No, there again, it's just keeping up with what you're doing. And then just keeping up. One thing, how we talked about how we wanted everything to look aesthetically, but just really keeping up with your brand, right?
Mm-hmm.
At the beginning, create your brand and then stick to it. So it's a consistent message, so that people come to understand what they're going to find in your group, the types of things that, people are posting about in your group. But it's really same.
Yeah. And
that's probably, honestly, like I would say once we weren't doing so much of the giveaways at first.
Yeah.
At first, just because there weren't enough really people we felt to participate or to interact. So we did, like the chicken video, but we did probably 50 more. I was a polar bear. I dressed up like a 1920s bartender, and then we tried to base it onto like the 1920s bartender. It was at a restaurant called the Brass Tap. And so I find these restaurants and they would just give me an idea, like, let's do something that's all about them.
Love it.
And so we did, I mean, probably 50, maybe more than that videos. And so as soon as we got more members, then we started doing the giveaway really to get it to that next level.
I love it. So you're using the dress up videos to go from like 1,000 to 5,000. And then all of a sudden you've got critical mass. You don't necessarily have to do those as much anymore. Right. Now your giveaways become kind of what was the dress up videos, right? And that's kind of what you would suggest for somebody going 5,000 to 10,000. Yes.
Yes.
So now I want to go from 10,000 to 50,000. Are you kidding me with this? Like, you're the only one in the world who can actually give me this advice. I mean, listen, there are agent groups out there with 70 to 150,000, but you know what? Agents are easy to find. They're all over. They share really easily. And you know what? It's far harder to build a 50,000 group of consumers than it is to build 100,000 group of realtors. Now, I'm not knocking either one but these are consumers. Like, it's like herding cats. Like, it's like you've got to provide different value to so many different people. Education is the value for the agents in those groups. A lot of, it's like, I'm going to get educated. I'm going to get a question. But with the community group, it's like you're providing different values for different people. So I want to go from 10 to 50,000. Come on, Ann. How do I do it?
Yeah. No, that's so really it was kind of the dress up videos. Then we went to the giveaways. And after that, it was just really networking and it kind of, at some point, it kind of grows itself.
Yeah.
Meaning by word of mouth. So, and especially with businesses, we've had great feedback in small businesses that we had one owner of a car shop. They fix cars, automotive shop. And he joined on right away and he said, I see what you guys are doing. I love it. I want to be a part of it. Mm. And so he networks with other small businesses in Gilbert and he's going, you guys, like, this has been phenomenal for my business. And so then we started seeing all these businesses started joining. So I would say that 10 to 50, plus now is just really businesses joining, going, you know what, this is a great place for me to advertise, really partner with Go Gilbert because it's so organic and people refer. And people naturally, in my opinion, and you know better than me, love to refer other people. So that's been really good. So I'd see now it's just so many businesses. And then it's been really great for out-of-state people. So out-of-state people have said, I found my pediatrician, I found my doctor, I found my kid's school, I've all on Go Gilbert. And so that for us is like, okay, we want to be that resource. So when people think about Gilbert, that's where they're coming. And people are so valuable with their opinions, very different. And then some people will say, oh, well, just Google it. That's kind of a joke on someone will comment asking for a doctor. Oh, just Google.
Right.
Well, it's different because you're getting those personal referrals and people will tell you exactly how they're feeling. Like, it's a lot about feelings. Mm-hmm. And that's something you don't always get. Also, as I'm sure you notice, Facebook is a place for news. Mm-hmm. And so people are really getting which is probably not the most accurate, but yeah. So just to be an all-around resource, but I would say after the 10 to 50,000 was just really just getting the businesses to go, hey, this is a great resource. And for us to be able to partner with them and really grow everyone's business. It's good for all of Gilbert.
It is. You know what? I would guess that people choose to move. They may be looking at Gilbert and Glendale and a lot of the surrounding suburbs, and they might choose Gilbert simply because of your resource. Because the more you know about something, the more comfortable you feel. And it's like, you know what? If I have a problem in Gilbert, like I need a pediatrician, I have a place to go for that. Yeah. Versus, some other suburb where it's like, I don't know. And I will tell you, I moved to the Atlanta area 7 years ago. There were no resources. There was no Go Gilbert for our area. Like, I had no clue, I asked around, But like, you also don't necessarily want to do that like that because they're busy. You're like, I don't know if I want to bother them with this pediatrician question because, you know, they're busy, I'm busy, and it doesn't naturally come up in a conversation. But I could go to a Facebook page and say, I'm looking for a pediatrician in Marietta. And now we have this great resource, right, that you have put together. So it's enormous value. And why did you decide to go with a private group versus a public group?
We wanted to control the look of the group. There again, trying to get away from, because otherwise, so we have to approve every single post that comes through. Mm-hmm. And so we get a lot where people are just sharing an advertisement, and honestly, it looks ugly. We don't want our group to look. So we wanted to be sure that it was not just another garage sale group, or not just another, you know, people advertising, because like I was kind of saying, like that would be a turnoff for me.
Right.
We wanted to control the way the group looked, meaning it's kind of weird, but you know, just how like Instagram has a look, right? Yeah. Like if people are doing Instagram, then you want pretty pictures and you want to use all the same filter, all that stuff. It's kind of how we wanted the group to just kind of have a look to the group and not just let it be a free for all type thing. And then also we do it close too, because then you'll get a lot of spammers.
Yeah.
So you have to be approved to join the group. And the reason is, like, just the other day, we had 100 requests from people in Bangladesh. It's like, what's going on here? Like, I know they don't care about Gilbert, you know, it was, and you could just tell it was spammers. Yeah. So we wanted to cut down on that too. Of course, you know, it's unavoidable with 55,000 people, but so that was another reason to make sure that, you know, they were actually real people joining the group.
And you're moderating it. I mean, that's the beauty of it is if it's unmoderated, it ends up a bunch of takers. You know, they're all putting on there, hey, you know, I've got an auto mechanic shop, please come over. And then it's like, and you formed it with the right spirit, which was the spirit of generosity, spirit of adding value. And, you know, you don't even necessarily advertise your real estate services, but everybody knows you're a realtor. Everybody knows you're the Gilbert realtor, you know? So it's like, the more you talk about it, the less others are going to talk about it. You know, that's what I find so funny is that, you know, there's people that are shouting on top of that, you know, don't be a secret agent. It's like, no, how about just be a secret agent? Like, try being a secret agent. Like, try to keep your secret. I'm telling you, you can't keep it a secret if you're awesome. Nobody will keep it a secret if you're great. They will keep you a secret if you suck. That's the truth. So just be awesome. Like, focus on being awesome, and then other people will talk about you. And that's, you know, that I've seen that in the group, right? Somebody was new to the area. They said, you know, hey, we're thinking, and like, everybody's like, you need to talk to Ann Schutte. She runs this freaking group, dude. You know, it's like, boom, 27 recommendations to call Ann Schutte, right? So here's the thing, right? We have to talk about ROI. You know, how much have you spent money on this group in 3 years, and then tell me, like, what have you earned, right? If we're going to do it, we need to know what our ROI is. Now, we can talk about ROF, return on fund, all the time, but in this case, let's make the rubber meet the road. And what's been your ROI?
So as far as cost, I would say other than your time, it doesn't cost anything.
Did you say zero?
Zero.
I'm just throwing it out there. Like, I mean, okay, so you're saying zero. Now, what have your earnings been?
So, you know, it's interesting because it's growing, right? So the first year we didn't get a lot of real estate business through Go Gilbert. Right. But that was the fact. We weren't asking, we weren't mentioning anything. It was just really, we wanted to lay the foundation to be a service. And like you said, not ask for anything in return. Hey, I'll do this. So then people start talking, and then you know what we do? You know what we do, which is really fun, is we do like a guess the price contest for a new listing. Yeah. And so to me, that's not being so salesy. It's like, hey, you know, look at these pictures. Have fun with it. Yeah, have fun with it. Get the interaction, and then we give $25 to a local Gilbert restaurant. And so then it's a win-win for a seller. They're getting the exposure. And then for someone watching, it's like, hey, $25, I'll guess the price.
Right.
And they get super excited when they win.
Yeah.
So so there are other ways to, mention that you're a realtor without shoving it down someone's throat.
Yeah.
But so the ROI. So our second year, 30% of our business we can track to being a straight Go Gilbert lead, meaning someone was on Go Gilbert, they reached out to us and said, "Hey, I would like to buy or sell my home." Mm-hmm. So I would say 30% the second year.
What do you think that is dollar-wise? Just approximately.
So I would say dollar-wise.
You can either say
I would say around 100,000.
Okay. All right, and then your third year?
So our third year, we're almost finishing up because we started June 1st. It'll be about 40% of our business, between 40 and 45% of our business, which is interesting because with the Go Gilbert, it's actually helped our database, right? It's helped us stay connected with our database. So our referrals and our database has been the highest return that we've ever had in the last 18 years. So they kind of work hand in hand because it's a way to stay connected as well.
Right.
So Go Gilbert will be kind of that 40 to 45, and it'll be about 200,000.
Yeah. So, okay. So boom. Right. So anything that costs you nothing and provides $300,000 in 3 years is probably worth doing. I'm guessing a lot of people would join in on that. And it's one of those where it's like, it's so true, right? You're so honest and you're so humble. And it's like, this is truth. You may have to work a year on something before you see the payback. And then it's $100,000 payback, and then it's like the next year it doubles to 200,000. And it wouldn't surprise me to see that actually go to 400,000 over in 2021. It really would not surprise me at all because it builds on itself. And you kind of get better at the opportunity game, right? Is you see the opportunity, you create the opportunity, and then you take that opportunity to become business. And that's something we've talked about this week a lot is, sometimes opportunity, is dressed in overalls and looks like work. So people tend to avoid it, So what type of giveaways work best for you? And then I've got one more question, and we're going to wrap this up because people are ready to implement. They're ready to go crank on their Facebook group and grow it and live it and love it and have some fun. So what kind of giveaways work best that you've seen?
Anything to deal with food. Mm-hmm. And that's true when we're doing the, so yes, anything to deal people. And I don't know if that's across the country. But
it is. Food is pretty universal.
Yeah.
So
people love to eat and drink.
Yeah.
And so the funny thing is we're doing the videos and, we can kind of watch, obviously, like how many people are watching, but we have our best, our highest number of viewers, anything to do with food, like restaurants going out. And, when everyone was stuck at home, it was, the takeout, all of that. We had the most people that were watching those types of videos. So food.
That was actually leads into my next question, which is with the stay-at-home order, what are some things that you changed or did differently within your group that you weren't doing before?
So we definitely doubled down on video, something like with StreamYard, Zoom, things like that. We had always started, and it really was founded on video, but then you get busy and obviously, real estate is our number one. So we kind of we're lacking a little bit probably in doing our own content, just because you get busy. And so just really doubling down on video and supporting, even just more supporting small businesses, getting the word out. I mean, I know you had said like you didn't even know about certain places, in your community without maybe seeing it when you would ask those questions in your group. And that's the same thing. And when we hear, when people comment, I didn't even know that was there. Thank you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It's been there 15 years, stuff like that. We just really tried to push and help local businesses because honestly, breaks my heart to see businesses that don't make it through all of this, through no fault of their own.
That's right.
That was something that, being passionate about is just helping these small family-owned businesses stay in business, because not being able to work for 3 months is crazy, and that's detrimental to most businesses.
And the community, shuttered buildings are detrimental to the building, to the area, to the city, right? And not just devastating for the family, it's devastating for the community. So anything we can do to help them stay in business and do that, I'm 100% with you on that. And I guess I have a second part of that question, just because I think I would be remiss if I didn't ask this, is that did you do any offline events for the Go Gilbert group through the years, through the 3 years?
Yes. So we did something called Go Gilbert Rocks.
Oh yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and so their first year, it was insane. So, and actually that probably helped the amount of people joining. But so Go Gilbert Rocks, what it was we wanted to do a free event for people in the Gilbert community. So what we did is our real estate office at the time had a venue. So I guess here's the thing, this did cost money. We went a little crazy. So, but there are ways where it won't, right?
I know. I teach that quite a bit. So yes, I like it.
But what we did is we wanted it to be huge. We wanted everybody to talk about it and to have a good time. So it was a free event, and we had an 80s cover band come in, Rock Lobster, who they're amazing. They're just.
What's the name of it? Rock what?
Rock Lobster.
Rock Lobster.
Yes, an 80s cover band.
Wow.
Who are phenomenal. Well, which is interesting because they actually have their own following. So that we didn't think about it. So they brought their own people too that just follow them around the town. So we did that, and we had food trucks come. There was a bar. So it was crazy. And we didn't want to charge people, but obviously if they wanted to get food or drinks or anything like that, they were charged. But the first one we did, we had over 1,000 people show up.
Wow.
So that was cool.
Wow. That and it helps spread the word. And isn't that really why we're doing the Facebook group? Is our online relationships are just promises for offline relationships. You'd be glad to work with them or help them if you met them in real life, and it works, right? So, this is so 7L. This is so Gen. This is so good. I mean, you're so good. I don't want the time to run out. We've been on 50 minutes. I said 30 minutes. We're at 50 minutes, and it's like, it's so good. It's just like, it's amazing. And, I love all of this. I think we're going to have to do a future conversation as well, if you're open to that. Yeah.
Of course.
And I just want to say just congratulations and kudos to you and Mike on your success and you're taking the time to provide so much value for a city. I mean, you literally have more influence than the mayor of Gilbert. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if the mayor of Gilbert is just like, Ann, will you please do this? And
she's awesome. She's awesome. We get along really well. It's been really fun to partner with the town.
Yeah, I love that. This is awesome. So I will tell you, we're going to do this. And you know what? I really want you to do a session for my catalysts. I have this group of catalysts that are like these high achievers, people who kick some butt. And I will tell you, it's just like, you're perfect for them. Like it's just like, we're going to do a future catalyst with you, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I would love to. I'd be honored.
All right. So if I wanted to refer someone to Gilbert, Arizona, right? So how would I do that? Like, how do we get a hold of you? How do we refer to you? What's the best way to communicate to you?
Yeah, so you can always Facebook message me and Shooty. I always check even if we're not friends on Facebook, because we get so many people reaching out, I always check my message requests. You can call, you can email my number. Do you want my number?
Yes. Yeah. Here's the thing. How comfortable are you giving it?
So comfortable.
Okay. So give it. I'm going to write it down though.
All right, yeah. Or text, call, anything. So my number is 480.
Okay.
201 3581.
Oh, perfect. You gave me Mike's number. That's perfect. That's what I always do too. Like
Yeah, it's funny because Mike's number is the same, but the last 4 digits, so I'll give you Mike's, is 9593.
Yeah, I love it. That's who I actually contacted first. You remember? It was
Yeah,
just like,
I
hey, Mike. It's like, what's up? And it's like, oh, I thought I was getting Ann. It's all good. She gives me.
I heard you say it, and he's like, oh, well, you asked for me, and it's like, it was so funny because he's like, yes, may I ask who's calling? And then you said, and I was like, and he looks at me, and I go, wow, and I like grabbed the phone out of his hand. I'm like, I'm here. I was like so excited to get your call.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. That's always good. So
But the guy didn't hang up.
Yeah. Don't hang up. Yeah. So that's awesome. So, Ann, I appreciate you so much. And from the entire generosity generation community and myself, definitely, I just want to thank you so much for being our guest today on the Daily Dose. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's truly an honor.
Thank you. And I will tell you, ladies and gentlemen, holy cow, right? I mean, this is probably one of the most shareable videos, shareable daily doses we've ever done. Talk about the daily dose of positivity and productivity. You'll notice that on Monday, we talked to Hellickson, and he talked about mindset as being the key. Well, on Tuesday, we brought Sean Callaghy, who is, part of the Tony Robbins speaker circuit, and he came on and talked about influence, and he talked about how to grow your influence and about building a community. And he also talked about like becoming a speaker, even if it's just a 5-minute video, like being a speaker, like how to make a fortune with public speaking. Public speaking can be a video that you've recorded 27 times in today's world, record, delete. Oh, I finally got it. Let's publicize it. So guess what? Today was about forming that community and growing your influence. Tomorrow, we have James Malinchek, AKA Big Money Speaker, and he's going to be on here talking about how you can build that influence from the front of the room. I will tell you, people think you just throw this daily dose together. Right? No, it's sequential. It's building off each other. You weren't ready for Ann Schutte in the beginning, people. You weren't ready for her. 50,000 in 2 groups. You weren't ready for. Now you're ready for her. We have people that are kicking butt. Jana Cadell has 4,000 in her group. Toril has thousands in her group. We have people that have 3 weeks old groups with thousands of people. And guess what? They were ready for Ann Schutte today. Ann, you rocked it. I so appreciate you.
Thank you for having me. It was so fun.
Thanks, everybody. We'll see you next time on the Daily Dose tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern. Thanks, everybody.